I'm a sexual assault survivor. So to me, what the speaker lineup, showed is kind of a thumb in, all our faces. It was really draconian and really disappointing. Rape culture in the United States is thriving under the Democratic Party. I feel like they are not only enabling, but they're allowing that behavior to continue just by virtue of who they lined up as speakers who have credible sexual assault and harassment allegations against them. And I feel like there's an abandonment of, the voices that were trying to be heard, that really wanted, systemic change about issues like sexual harassment in the workplace and sexual assault and other issues. Now, I'm third generation, right? Democrat, lifelong Dem. So this has been excruciating for me because, I want to continue to have the representatives that I vote for, have my belief system. But the fact remains that, I am a survivor of someone who is going to the highest power, in the Western world, in that powerful office. And I've been virtually erased and ignored. What I find really astounding has been the hypocrisy around the sexual assault and sexual harassment that I brought forth. When there were Republicans being accused of that, the media and the reaction from the Democratic Party was quite different and quite aggressive and quite hostile to the perpetrator, potential perpetrator, before it was even, investigated. In my case, the hostility was directed right towards me, and I was basically silenced and erased by using, classism and so on. For those of us, when it's so difficult to come forward, it pulls the rug out and it doesn't give us a safe space to come forward. And we should, any survivor, no matter how powerful the person is, we should be able to safely come forward. In my case, I lost everything coming forward. I lost my work, housing, money, everything, because I spoke out against one of the most powerful members of the Democratic Party. We need to figure out a different way to have the conversation. It's not so much about believing someone before it's been investigated. It's more about how it's approached. For instance, in my case, you shouldn't have to lose everything to come forward. You should be able to tell your history of what happened without your life being destroyed and your family's life being destroyed. And we somehow need to revisit this. So I would discuss that as a survivor, and I communicated with other people who are watching this, who had very visceral reactions to what's happening and how sexual assault is being we're being gaslighted, right? Collectively. They're pretending that they're the upholders of the Me Too, like a shield. But meanwhile, some of their main Democratic elites, some of the main powerful people involved with the party are actually perpetrators themselves. And it's this denial, this collective denial and gaslighting of survivors that is so concerning to me. And frankly, I think the Democratic National Committee is complicit because they're not just ignoring it, they're participating in continuing the behavior and enabling those perpetrators.